Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I really want to talk about just feeling lost and stuck. Now I know a lot of people sometimes may go through this feeling and kind of just wonder why they're going through this or why they feel this way. And for a long time it frustrated me because I didn't know why I was feeling stuck. I was like, I just feel stuck, I just feel lost, I just feel like I'm just living in this world and just with no direction or not knowing where to go, because it seems like when I tried to go a way that I felt like was the way I was supposed to go, it didn't turn out right. So what I want to say about that is, what I personally learned is that when I felt lost like that, first of all, I began to pray. I mean, I always pray, but I started to pray more intentionally. Like, Lord, I don't know why I'm feeling this way. Lord, I pray that you will fill this void with your love and the understanding that I need to not feel this way. Lord, if there's anything that I'm missing, if there's anything that I'm not hearing from you, if there's something that I'm not clear about, if my discernment is off, Lord, I pray that you would just make it clear to me, because I'm tired of feeling this way. And so when I began to pray, seek counsel, ask my brothers and sisters at church to pray for me and everything, I noticed that the reason why I was feeling that way was because I kept running from what God wanted me to go through. I was seeing it as, oh no, that's the devil, or oh, I'm not supposed to be going through that, or I don't deserve that, or I don't want to do this, so I'm leaving. If it doesn't make me happy, if it doesn't fulfill me, or if it's not aligned with my purpose, then I'm not going to do it. But what I didn't understand was that I was running from what God was trying to nurture within me, if that makes sense. So although a 9 to 5 job, right? You had a 9 to 5, that's not your purpose. That's not what you want to do with your life. But something at that 9 to 5 that you're at may be teaching you and molding you and building your character for something that you're about to step into, for something that God wants to bless you in when it's your time to get there. So for me, that was what it was. I had to stop running and I had to persevere. I started to, do a lot of self-evaluation, like, okay, what happens before I feel this way? I usually just feel lost. I feel really confused. I feel like I'm not living in my purpose, and I feel like it's a cycle. It was something that was that kept this cycle going, and I couldn't figure it out. So when I, like I said, did the self-evaluation, I was like, dang, one thing I'm noticing is that I'm running from everything. I'm praying for stability, yet when things are stable, I run, or when things get difficult, I run. And so when I realized that I was feeling that, I'm like, okay, let me pay more attention to when I'm feeling like running, and let's see the difference between when I stop running and I persevere in it and I stand firm and I ask God for help and strength, versus just running from it because I know I can leave. But then when you leave from that situation, or for me at least, it was destruction. It was like, oh my gosh, I feel it was like I felt freedom, like, oh, I don't gotta work here no more. I didn't belong there anyway. Let's get to my purpose. But then I was slacking. But then, I wasn't making the money I needed to make to actually fund my purpose. And so I was in that rut again of feeling lost. And so I'm like, okay, this is insanity. I have to stop doing the same things and expecting a different result. So with that being said, I just was like, okay, let me persevere. And that's actually what I'm doing right now, which is why I'm able to make this video, because I'm in the middle of it right now. The job that I'm at, I don't really want to be there. It's a lot of, I'm not going to get into it, but I just know that's not my purpose. And I do get frustrated and I do get tired of being in this, what I feel like to be dead end jobs. But the difference between this job that I have now is that when it was tough, when I wanted to walk out the door, I didn't run this time. I said, okay, this feeling is coming over me again. Lord, this is that familiar feeling where I get to running, and then when I run, I start to feel lost and just confused and like stuck, like, dang, I keep running, but I keep having to go back. God, why do you have me going back? And that's where it all clicked for me. That's where the light bulb just, went off for me, because when I stayed, now I have grown in so many ways. I mean, my character, my patience, my emotional stability, which is really, honestly, for me, the root to the things that I need. If I allow my emotions to just sway me and move me whichever way, I'm never going to get anything done. I'm never going to get accomplished. I always be offended. I always find a problem in something, no matter what it is. No matter if it's my purpose. Imagine me, which a lot of people know that my dream is to own my own nonprofit organization and to save people all over the world. That's my dream. I want to build a transitional housing complex. And it's funny because right now I'm in leasing. So I'm like, how does that align with my purpose? But then when I dig deeper, I'm like, yo, I probably need to know this. I probably need to be sympathetic in this way to people because this is their livelihood. Like, these are things that, I would think about, building that type of help for people. But I feel like I wouldn't have learned it the way that I'm learning it now if I didn't have this job, or if I didn't persevere and stand firm in it and like pray and seek counsel and really just fight for my growth is essentially what I was doing and what I'm doing right now. So when you're feeling stuck, that's just that's where I am. But when you're feeling stuck, just really like do some self-evaluating. Like, okay, why do I feel this way? What is it that I really want to do? What is it that I'm running from that is uncomfortable for me? But when I really think about it, is actually essential for my growth, that is actually going to build my character. And I know a lot of times when you're emotionally immature, which I feel like I feel like I still have some growing to do. I don't feel like I'm emotionally mature. Um, but when you are emotionally immature, a lot of times you will just do things off of emotion and you won't even realize what you're doing until somebody tells you, or until you ask somebody about your blind spots, which is something we learned in church. Um, is that like when you don't see something you're doing, but other people may see it like, hey, you need to work on your patience, or hey, you need to work on this. And I feel like feeling stuck and feeling lost, it just shows me how much more I need God and how much more I need to lean onto his understanding and not my own, and how I need to, work on my prayer life and just be more intentional with my prayers, be more consistent with my prayers. All the things that I pray for in my daily life, God is asking me for it. Like, you're praying for people to be consistent with you, but are you consistent with me? How many times have you read your Bible this week? How many times have you leaned on me? How many times have you denied yourself, put your pride aside, and did what I would have done versus feeding your pride or feeding your flesh? You know what I mean? Like, those are things that I began to think about when I continued to see the cycle and I just got fed up with the cycle. And so I want you to stop the cycle for yourself. I want you to pray, ask God for clarity, ask him for understanding, ask him for discernment, ask him to bring people in your life that will, show you where you may need some growing, where you may need some character development. All these things are important no matter what you do. And I think that's what God wanted me to realize, is that, okay, you want to achieve this, but you need these things in order to do it the way I want you to do it. And God's not going to allow you to sabotage yourself. He does give you free will. But if you praying for, Lord, lead me into my purpose, Lord, please mold me into the woman that I need to be for you, Lord, please allow me to be an ambassador on behalf of you. Like, if you pray for those things, which are things that I pray for, he's going to answer your prayers. And a lot of times answering those prayers are doing things that don't feel good. And like I always say, God's good may not always feel good, because it takes you out of your comfort zone, because it takes you out of a place that you're used to. And now that you have to grow, you're going to go through things that don't feel good. It's just like working out. It's like, yeah, you don't like the process, but in order for you to grow into that place that you want to be, in order for you to step into the purpose that God has for you, you got to go through these things so that you can get to where you want to be. And you're going to continue to go through that cycle until you submit and you stay for the season that God has you there, so that he can teach you what you need to know, so that you can learn the things within your character that need to be developed, so that you can get to that place that you want to be. That's just what it is for me, because most of the time when you're feeling lost, it's a matter of I'm feeling lost because I'm not doing what I want to do, or I'm feeling lost because I'm not happy in the place that I'm in. For me, it's the work thing. Like it's that, I have other aspirations that I want to do, but I just feel like I keep having to get these 9 to 5 jobs to make ends meet. And then that takes away from my focus on what it is that I really want to do. But maybe God trying to teach me how to multitask. Maybe God's like, you need to find balance. You need to learn how to balance things. So have this job, allow this job to fund your purpose, allow this job to be an asset while you are, being molded into who it is that you need to be for the position that I'm going to put you in, if that makes sense. And it's not easy. It's not always fun, but it's essential. And, even though I'm ready to get up out of this job, I'm grateful. I think that when you feel lost and when you feel, stuck, think about the things that you are grateful for. I think that's what's helped me as I've been, on this journey, just feeling this way and being like eager to just go for it and just do what I want to do. And you can hear the frustration and see it in me right now as I'm talking. Like, oh my gosh, y'all. Like, I am so, I just want to start. Like, I just want to start my nonprofit. And there's struggles with that, having a board, and that comes with, people, and having to, deal with people, and why did God put this purpose in my life and in my heart? And I'm sort of introverted. Like, it just, a lot of stuff that God does doesn't make sense to me. But I know that it's not going to always make sense. But I also know that in the moment, it doesn't make sense, but in the long run, it does. Like, there's a lot of things that have happened in the past that I'm like, God, I don't understand. Why are you doing this? How is this helping anything right now, Lord? This is just frustrating. But then years down the line, I'm like, wow, if I didn't go through that, if I didn't learn that, I would have not been able to handle this situation. And this situation was way more crucial than that little thing that I went through. So it's just building. He's just building us, because there's gonna be levels. If you plan to be great, if you plan to really live out the purpose that God has for you, it's gonna be grand. And he needs you to be strong. So he's gonna put little weights on you, bigger weights on you, bigger weights on you, so that you can have the endurance that you need for when that time comes. Because when it does come, you got to be ready. You got to be strong. You can't be moved. You got to have that full armor of God on, because Satan is coming for you because you aligned. When you're aligned, he don't like that. He wants you to be distracted. He wants you to be off of your game. He wants you to, not really focus on God, or feel like you don't need God, or people who don't matter, like just different things in your life to distract you from your purpose. But you can't do that. And God is preparing you right now. So don't feel stuck, or try not to feel stuck. Try to focus on a plan to get to where it is that you want to be. Think about why you aren't there. Think about, is there something that I'm doing? Is there something that I can improve within myself? Ask somebody. Ask somebody how you can improve on where you want to go, or shadow somebody who does what you want to do. Surround yourself with people who are doing or going in the direction that you want to go, so you can see how they move, so you can see, like, look deep within yourself and say, okay, I need to work on this. See what you need to work on, so that you can start the process of going to where it is you want to go, day by day, step by step. Nothing's really going to happen overnight. And so while you're in whatever it is you're in, while you're working whatever job it is that you're working, just start mapping out different plans, start researching, start looking into different things that have to do with what it is that you want to do. And just start there. I think that's the first step to not feeling stuck. So I went on a rant, but I hope that this was helpful to you. If you have any thoughts, opinions, or advice about how to not feel stuck, how to get out of that rut, please leave the comments below. I'm sure somebody will be helped by them. I know even me, I'll be helped as well if you have anything new that I can add to my toolbox when I'm feeling this way. So thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate it. If you have any topics or any questions that you're struggling with or that you just want to hear my opinion on, just let me know. Leave a comment below. And thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.